Welcome to German History with a German accent. My name is Wolf, W-O-L-F, just like the animal, and in today's video I'm speaking a little bit about the German battleship Tirpitz. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by hitting the like and subscribe button or just write me a comment below. The battleship Tirpitz, named after Alfred von Tirpitz, who was a Grand Admiral in the Imperial Navy and a politician in the Weimar Republic, was laid down in November 1936, only 4 months after its sister ship, the Bismarck. The Bismarck-class ship was launched in April 1939 and commissioned almost 2 years later. While the Tirpitz was built in the Kriegsmarinewerft shipyard, it was repeatedly bombed by British aircrafts, which delayed the building process. After its completion, the Tirpitz became the flagship of a temporary Baltic fleet that was supposed to intercept an escaping Soviet fleet. After the German attack against the Soviet Union in June 1941, it was expected that the fleet based in Leningrad might attempt a breakthrough to the United Kingdom. Following this assignment, it was decided to transfer the Tirpitz to Norway, after the German dictator prohibited its operation in the Atlantic Ocean after the Tirpitz sister ship, the Bismarck, was sunk by British units earlier the same year. In Norway, the battleship was supposed to deter Allied forces from an invasion and bind Allied convoy protecting forces to secure the shipments to the Soviet Union via the North Route. The Tirpitz left the port in Kiel in January 1942. Once the Tirpitz made it to Norway, first to Trondheim and later to Vatnfjord, the sailors aboard did a lot to hide and cloak the battleship. Cut tree branches and artificial fog machines were used to conceal the Tirpitz, but the Royal Navy was educated about the location of the German ship by members of the Norwegian resistance movement. During its time in Norway, the bare presence of the Tirpitz hindered the Allied convoys supplying the Soviet Union, even without actively sinking the cargo ships. In September 1943, the battleship Tirpitz participated in Operation Sicily, where together with the battleship Scharnhorst and 9 destroyers attacked an Allied station on Spitzbergen. In the year 1942, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill made it the Royal Navy's top priority to sink the German battleship. Several airstrikes with conventional bombs didn't lead to the sinking of the Tirpitz. Especially the artificial fog made a successful airstrike difficult. A British-Norwegian command operation intended to destroy the German battleship with the help of 2 torpedoes that were carried alongside a repurposed fishing vessel. But the 2 torpedoes were lost at sea, and subsequently the command operation sank their fishing vessel. Another British attack in September 1943, conducted with midget submarines, disabled the Tirpitz by placing sea mines on its hull. It took the German engineers about 5 months to fix the vessel. In the year 1944, Winston Churchill urged his troops again to sink the Tirpitz to prevent an intervention during the Allied invasion in Normandy. Despite massive assaults, the German battleship got away with only minor damage, yet about 400 men of its crew was either killed or wounded. In October 1944, the Tirpitz was transferred to a new location, to Tromsø, with the intention to fight off an expected Allied maritime landing operation. In this location, the German battleship was no longer protected by artificial fog machines, and British bombers were able to reach it. On November 12, 1944, over 30 Lancaster bombers attacked the battleship Tirpitz under perfect conditions. Clear sights and German intercepting aircrafts weren't launched. The British planes used special 12,000-pound deep penetration bombs called Tall Boys. 2 bombs penetrated the armament. The ship hull was also severely damaged. As a matter of fact, the damage was so severe that the commanding officer, Kapitän zur See Robert Weber, ordered the crew to leave the ship. 1,204 men died after the battleship Tirpitz capsized on that day. 890 sailors had been rescued. 84 of them were cut out of the hull. With the sinking of the Tirpitz, the Kriegsmarine lost its last operational battleship, and it never sank an enemy vessel during its commission. Thank you so much for watching this video up to this point.